Welcome to the Late Sesh Live. It's another Monday night, and I'm your host, Skilbo, with Red Setter Farm as always. And looky, who we have with us tonight. We have both Spartan Grown and Sequence. What's going on, everybody?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Right.
So guys, I'm struggling with trying to find the video and everything because I'm way behind today.
Technology is hard.
No,
Here, I'll
it's
put it
just
in our chat.
I'm not there either. What's going on, guys?
No, when the show started, I'm always struggling with like muting the YouTube and moving.
Same. That's where I'm at right now.
that's so. I'm so fucking happy you did that sequence. I'm
Thanks for having me.
impressed, dude.
See, I can hear his going
What
too.
did I
What is going on, everybody? Everybody's piling in. I'm watching the numbers jumping up as we go. Hopefully, everybody has had a good start to their week. As you may or may not know, we had a fantastic weekend for the channel. It started off with Thursday, Red Setter Farm pulled into town, and we'll go from there. But definitely a great weekend was had by all. Shout out to 2020 Mendocino and all of the other sponsors for helping us bring it all together. And yeah, man, first one of the show.
First man of the show.
First
yeah,
man
man
of the
of the
show.
show.
So you guys are gonna have to fill me in on your weekend. You guys did a lot of stuff, and I wasn't able to come. So I'm gonna ask you stuff, but I'm gonna be your listening party because you three were there.
He's my interviewer today.
I wasn't there, so give it to me straight, Dan Aykroyd.
Give it to me straight, baby.
Let's see here. I guess I'll kick it off. I want to give a huge shout out to Tara Wilson. Let's see. I barely just got chat pulled up, so if she's in chat, cheers. Shout out Tara Wilson, and she gave me a lift. She was our carpool buddy. Her and the Lake Life, her sister. We all went up. It was Finger Lakes Finest at Michigan Medicated, and man, High and Tight. Who else? Skilbo, you popped through there.
Doc showed up.
Doc showed up. We had Spartan, you came through Saturday. Man, we all stayed in Lexington for a couple of days, right on the beach on Lake Huron, Fossil City. It was really awesome, man. It was a great time, sunshine filled weekend, lots of laughs, lots of fun, man, lots of sun, lots of cannabis consumed. So I guess we can get into the cannabis stuff in a minute, but for the most part, I just really want to give Tara a huge shout out because she really she's the one who put it all together for the most part. Not for the most part, she put the whole thing together, I just want to say. So she was really helpful in that sense. So cheers, Tara, and thank you very much. And cheers to everybody who came out and partied and helped make that weekend an awesome time, because it really was. It was a blast.
Bro, the way with the waves, we had a big fire pit out there, cheers all around on the beach. The moon would come up at like 11 o'clock at night. Dude, I'm telling you, this shit is sweet. We just see that over Lake Huron. There's, just bam, comes up out of there everywhere. So there we are, all high as fuck, trying to take pictures of the goddamn moon at fucking 11:30 at night. So
You guys got some good ones.
Spartan got the good one. My wife got the good one.
I caught it when the sun was still kind of going down, so it was a red moon, and then after that, when it got higher, it turned back to like the white moon. Got a couple shots of that too.
Yeah, what an excellent direction when you're facing east there, right over the giant Great Lake. It's like the ocean. You cannot see land beyond the horizon. What we could see were windmill lights, so that was really cool. You can see a windmill farm in the distance. I believe it was on Lake Huron, right off the Canadian coastline. Probably directly across from directly east from Lexington. But as the moon rises about 11:30 in the evening, and then it goes up, the sun will rise a few hours later right off into the east as well. So it's really cool. And you have the Eastern Star up there, which is a whole nother planet or constellation. Just a really beautiful evening. Little Dipper's easily spottable up there in that side of the state. And great place to host a campfire and have a party and smoke a ton of medicine. So cheers.
It was really cool to see it because I'd never been there before, you know what I mean? So for me, it was like, the first time being on that side. I've been to Lake Huron before, but that's usually I'm up by Tiwas when I'm going to Lake Huron. So
Huge difference.
Yeah, so this was fucking cool. It was to have the own personal little beach right there I mean, come on, that was just, yeah, that was like a little slice of heaven right there.
Watch that first step
I
though.
kept
That's a
saying-
Lulu down to the water.
yeah.
We had about a 15-foot vertical sand cliff that I tried. Well, I sort of made some stairs for, so kind of were able to get up and down. Well, I was able to get up and down. There was some other areas that you had to kind of get up and down, but there was beach access. It was kind of cool. You know, the waves were crashing a lot on Saturday. It kind of had some storms coming through on Sunday. Not too much swimming was done, but
I was gonna say, did you guys get in the water? Like, how cold was it?
so Spartan and I were attempting to go swimming.
It was,
and
I felt it with my hand and it felt warm. And I was like, sweet. Went put the swim
it really
trunks
wasn't
on.
bad.
Went out there. I went to my knees. I'm like, yep, that's as far as I'm going.
It kind of dropped off quick, and so there's this like glider plane, this little tiny, I don't know, like lawnmower engine glider.
Ultralights, those ultralight planes.
Yeah, a little ultralight. He's about
I've
I
seen
don't know,
that dude.
50 or 60 feet up. You know, he's cruising. He's doing some weird low drops and falling and stuff. Well, he starts jettisoning some, not really fumes, more like a mist out of the
It's a white something white.
yeah, it was like off-white too. It was like on a yellow kind of color. It was kind of strange. It didn't really smell like avgas.
Is it
Yeah, but
piss?
you could hear the sound when it shot out too. It was like, so it's something under pressure, whatever.
He was
the fuck it was.
jettisoning it. Yeah, he was totally doing it. And for a second I wasn't really thinking about it, but so my sniffer started going off, and it was kind of the same sniffer that like I kind of get in the cornfield areas, you know what I mean? And I was like, the whole like Roundup thing. And I was like, I wonder if the thought in my head came from like algae and algae control, or algae and seaweed control. I'm sorry. And so yeah, I was like, I wonder if they're spraying right now. And he was literally spraying like right over top of us. So we kind of hightailed it up out of there just in case it wasn't avgas and it was actually like a weed control,
Chemtrails, Red.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, we weren't hanging around to find out what the fuck it was. We just
Absolutely.
got the hell out of there.
Good old lake seaweed control,
Smashed Cannabis in chat says he's looking into an ultralight to come see us, guys. No bullshit.
Hey, there we go. Let's
It's
do
a
it.
good idea.
Bro.
That's a pretty slow way to go, though. Don't those go like 15 miles an hour in the air?
Yeah, but you can go in a straight line. It could save you a lot of time.
It's true.
The old crow flies slow.
So as the crow flies, how many miles are you from Michigan?
834.
You don't have to say your location, but I'm curious how far.
People furiously typing into Google Maps.
It's cool to see. Shout out to Easy Swap Pots too there in chat. It was cool to meet them at the and see them again. It wasn't meet them. I met them way back at shit. It seems like forever ago now at the Grow Green event thing. But it was cool to see them again at the event. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah,
Always
I
nice.
didn't meet him at the Grow Green, so I got to meet him the first time at our event, and it was really, really cool to get to talk to him. Just as down to earth as they are in the chat and stuff, of course, and always happy to help us out. They're willing to do anything we needed, of course, and they drove a long way to come say hi to us down here.
The thing I noticed yesterday was everybody was just laughing, smiling, having a good time. So much fucking good smoke going around there. And we had people from all walks of life and all over the state and from other states as well. And it's really cool to see it all come together at the end and the payoff, you know what I mean? And it's just weird for me because like I was talking to Easy Swap Pots long time ago, and I'm like one of the last people to meet him. So that, and then also getting to meet Dankman Dan and that 420 wife. It's just so many people. Normish, who else? Birdwatcher.
It's a fun game to play with yourself.
Yeah, like trying to think all the fucking people that
You remember when we used to do this to podcast guests?
We did.
We'd say, hey, shout out whoever, and they'd be like, oh shit, who are I?
See, the pro move is to make a partial statement and then to sort of let it tail off and then wait for the other person to just take it, and you're free. And somebody else comes along and they drip and drab the other ones in there. So professional.
I totally want to
here
give
on the
Easy
late
Swap Pots
session.
a shout out. Easy Swap Pots. Finally got a chance to meet him. It was an honor to be one of his first larger orders, and I value those bags a lot. They work great for clones. They work great for teenage plants, things like that. And they work great for ease of maintenance. So thank you very much for that. And it was a very awesome honor meeting you guys. So thank you very much for driving all that way for
We'll
such
see
an
you.
awesome event, man.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were talking to, but I was overhearing them talking about making custom beds for like those Abolish style sip containers, that kind of thing.
It was cool seeing D's bags
Perfect. We'll
yesterday.
be talking.
These bags, Scobo, you were saying? It was cool meeting them. They brought a bunch of bags. They had a bunch of bags as prizes for the people and stuff. And they also gave some away, I believe.
Well, I think it's cool because the first time I met them was at the last 2020 Mendocino Grow Off when Spartan won it with the snow cane. So that's where I met them initially. It's always good to see Bad Bunny again. Same circle swimming.
I gotta go back up. I gotta back up one step. It was good to see Bad Bunny. I don't want to step on them, but also for me, it was really awesome to see Darren and his wife there. These bags, because I don't know. I just love talking to the guy. You know what I mean? He's my buddy. So.
And he looks the part, man.
It's so Joe.
Yeah. Oh, he's fucking cool as shit.
He wrote a comic book character of like one of us. He looks the part for sure.
Yep, 100%. He totally fits in for sure.
Yeah, I have 6 of their bags right now. Would recommend if you want to grow buds like the ones behind my head.
He gave me a couple spoiled. They weren't spoiled, but they were what do you call
Scoring.
it when something else got in it? Whatever that's called.
Contaminated?
Well, yeah, contaminated with trichoderma, which okay, thank you. So I took and put that. I'm because I'm taking that and I'm throwing it right into that big 55-gallon drum in the garage without my fucking cut up junk mail and the leaves. So it's just gonna sit there and break it. The fungus or the trichoderma will just fucking break it all down for me.
That's nice.
So yeah, I thought that was awesome. He gave me like 3 of them. I was like, hell yeah, thank you.
Red.
Yo, are we going to talk about winners at all tonight? Are we going to give them a little tease on that one and talk about that on the live next Sunday or this coming Sunday?
No, we can talk about winners and stuff. I just don't want to talk about the grow off the whole time. Because,
Okay.
I was like, because the chat's already spoiled it a long time ago.
Oh,
well,
all right.
it's
Well,
on
we might as well
Instagram
jump
and
on it.
stuff. It's all on Instagram and everything, anyways.
So coming up in third place was the collaborative effort between High and Tight.
They're in chat. High and Tight 420.
Shout out.
High and Tight 420 got
Nice
third
job,
place.
guys. Nice job.
And number
You know-
two.
Oh, shit. Hold on. I'm going to tell you what they scored. So High and Tight
This is-
scored
Yeah, this is the best.
8.4375. Right?
Okay. Coming in second place was Select Fino. Congratulations, brother.
Select Fino was 8.525. They beat them by 0.9.
And then rounding out the top of the pops, coming in number 1 was Michigan Medicated.
Michigan Medicated. She made a little bit of a gap for herself. So there was only 4 people that scored above an 8, and she had an 8.8. So she had a gap from the 8.5 a little bit. But second, third, and fourth were all very, very close.
Even 5. Number
Yep.
5 is close too.
Yep. We don't want to give away. Spartan, you're muted. Whatever it was sounded really good, though.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking aloud, but I was muted, so I guess I was still thinking. I was like, I don't know. Do you want to read any more down the list? Like if you have them already done up, or would you have to really figure it out just so people kind of
No,
know?
I've done it all, but I don't want to like read an order and make anyone feel better or worse
That's
than where they might have placed. So
that's what that long conversation I guess I was having with myself. That's what I was saying. I was like, I don't know if I want to go all the way
Yeah.
down the list and just make somebody feel.
I don't want to admit that I took the last spot, man. Let's
think
just let
top
me
3
keep
is
my
good.
dignity.
well, I just
think top
respect
3
all
is
the
good.
growers a lot. They joined us in doing our thing, and they did their thing. They put all the time in, and all the entries were really close. It's not like the worst entries were like a 3 or nothing like that. So everybody grew out the plants and brought some samples and partied with us and had a good time. So I will let everyone know what scores they got. Of course, they contact me if they want, and I've done some. But
Yeah, we had
got fourth.
whatever on each one. So I don't know. You can maybe send them somehow to get them to the right people. But I think that would be helpful because I don't know.
I'm doing that already. I've
cool.
given some people their comments already that have asked, but I'm gonna email everyone the comments that the judges had. The judges judged anonymously, so you won't know where the comments came from.
Brad and I are all mans.
Oh yeah.
It's just
man plus, man minus, man plus minus.
There you go. Yeah, man.
There weren't any no mans.
There was no mans. No, it was a no man's land.
Yeah, no mans.
There were no mans.
By my screen, it looks like I've got 76 people that are checking us out right now. I just want to say cheers. I hope that you are smoking right along with us and having a good night.
You know, another thing I was just thinking in my head when I was thinking back on the weekend was it was really cool to sit around the campfire and look up at times and see like all the stars. Like there's like no light pollution from the city and stuff. And got a big, huge ass ocean too, so that kind of
jealous.
Like, yeah. So it was really cool to see the stars. You know what I mean? It was just one of the awesome things.
It's a Little Dipper. When it pops out, you know you finally popped away from the city far enough, man. Got to find that Little Dipper. Well, I guess depending on where you're at in the world.
It's crazy because the lake just at a certain point, when it's super, super dark, you can't tell where the lake ends and the horizon begins.
All right, so I don't know that much about constellations, but we're on the late sesh. This is the right show to ask this question. Isn't the Little Dipper part of another constellation, Red? You probably know this.
Well,
or is it the Big Dipper's part of Orion's
Big
belt
Dipper,
or something?
The Big Dipper and Orion coincide, and it also points off to the North Star, which is Polaris. Polaris.
That one's in the north.
Polaris, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Orion, but I didn't want to say it and sound like a stupid fuck if I was wrong. So I'm like, let Red take this one.
Orion the Hunter. This time of year is famous for all those constellations be high in the sky. Yeah, it's a great time.
I'm just gonna just randomly shout out people when I see them in chat because it jogs my memory. So shout out Birdwatcher OG, still smoking that white OG, still smoking it.
Got into that one yet?
I've smoked it. I didn't smoke it yesterday, but that's some good stuff. I get to smoke it at Doc's house.
Nutrient Shootout, shout out to him for giving us the location, man. Short notice.
Short notice, hospitality. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, man.
By all reports, Tara's in a weed coma. She hasn't joined chat yet.
I heard the number was 3 Spartan cookies pre-coma.
I heard it was 3.
Fuck yeah, man.
She was bragging about how many cookies she could eat.
Yeah.
Now she's in a coma.
Famous last words.
And if I do recall, Sequence, wasn't that the number we ate all at once pretty much on that float? We had 3, wasn't it?
Easy.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah. We had 2 on the way in, remember? We were walking back from my truck.
And Sequence had 2 in the fucking parking lot. And
then you had 2 with me, but when you went back to the truck.
Okay, so maybe it was 4. I don't know.
Yeah, you had 4,
bro. It was at least 3. And
Skilbo, ditch your tissue paper.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm sitting here digging through my samples.
You're killing me. Just pull the tissue paper out and throw it behind you or something. You're good to go.
Pro tip.
We've done this for over a year. You would think you'd know some of this stuff by now.
At times, but other times, not so much.
We're learning in public. We're making it up as we go.
Okay, so since I'm sitting here rattling all this shit, one of the things that I thought of while I was high, and we were judging this yesterday, was I was trying to put the bags together. So I would take a sample of each bud and then label it, grow off A, grow off B, all the way to H. We didn't do an I because H and I could look weird. And then at the end, we let the 4th place person get the sample of each one of these grow off things, which I thought was kind of a cool idea. There, see, brought us right back into the game.
Fourth place was Dro. We publicly announced that one in the event. So.
And he is in the chat. Cheers, Drew.
He got it. Wasn't his award the he got to get the judge pack basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool prize. I thought that was really whoever came up with that was a good idea. I can't remember who that was. Was that Skilbo? Yeah, that was a fucking awesome idea, dude.
Well, then you can know what you have. You know what I mean? And you can be like, damn, okay. Well, I can see what the ones above me, what they were looking at, and I can see what I was able to beat out. Not that that's any kind of information to extrapolate or use for anything other than your own edification. But what the fuck, man? It's free weed.
Well, hell, even if I was like the winner, I would like to have that. You know what I mean? That would have been cool to see what like my competition was. I mean, that's just a cool thing.
M2 strutting around in the house in front of a mirror right now, flexing like what?
She's a cannabis influencer now.
Yeah.
Took all of the
influencer now.
That's it.
Put it in the salad joints. Passed around the salad mix.
Dude.
So we had the salad tray. So I rolled a bunch of. I do this at every event. Roll road doobies. Skilbo didn't want one for once. I don't think. But I rolled 4 and took 3 of them home. And I smoked 3 salad doobies on the way home.
Oh man.
Yeah, when we were grinding, we ground up. So what we mean by that is every entry got ground up. Well, we didn't need all that weed, so it went into the pile. And then at the end, we had this huge pile of ground up weed. We just mixed it all together, and then just salad joints. Fucking, we had to roll them all, man. Just had to roll it till it was gone.
Yeah, they probably had half an ounce ground.
Well, the key is that we started early. We started smoking way before anything, so that we were sufficiently high. That way, in Spartan's opinion, we would have a fair chance to do all of the judging on all the entries because it wouldn't be the first smoke. So I loved his thinking on that, and we ran with that shit.
How many of those Dankman Dan and Select Phenotype dabs did you do before you judged?
Oof.
Select in particular. Well, Dan, he goes, "This is how big of dabs we do around here," and I was like, "Dude, I haven't done a dab like that in like a year." I did it though. He goes, "You did it all." I was high for a long time. Dan hooked me up.
And I cracked out the little bit of Hans Solberger I had left and shared that with everybody.
We mixed it with the Mac.
Mixed it
Oh yeah,
I was back there for that one. That was tasty.
That was just the private back room table.
Pre-judging, we smoked Mac and Han Solo Burger.
What jogged my memory was when Skilbo was saying the whole idea of we had to get high first. That way there was no prejudice. So that was that Mac Han Solo Burger that fucking started getting me going. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Since I finally got this joint lit, I'm smoking on the Citrique that I finally got back, and I was really impressed when the doobies were flying. And I don't know, man, there was like 2, 3 going around in a circle, and Sequence just kind of walked up to the table out of nowhere. He gets handed a joint, puffs it a couple times. He looks at me, goes, "Citrique?" I go, "Yep." He goes, "Nice," and then passes it on. Nice job, Sequence.
Thank you, Select.
Oh, nice job at you, man. Oh,
appreciate that.
Thank you, Select, for the donation. Thank you for the collab with Dro that we were putting up on the camera. That's
man.
Saving mine for hash time, but I want some so bad right now.
I dabbed a little bit at the show start, but I definitely will do some more at hash time.
I think I'm gonna do some at hash time also.
It's nice to have Select stuff on hand. That's an artist right there.
Yes, sir.
Just love the packaging, how it's printed on there. It's just so
it looks so
that ain't like printed, brother. That's laser etched.
All right, that's just fucking dope.
Way cooler than printed, dude.
No, the way cooler was the dab station. It's the way cooler part. Get the fuck out of here. That was the shit, man. Shout that person out who made that.
Hey, we're supposed to be not talking about these.
Yeah.
Let's keep getting high. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss the entire show.
I'm trying to be the responsible one. It's hard.
You can go back to the beach. You want to go back to the beach? Let's go back.
Let's go back to the beach.
Yes,
all right.
You guys want to go back to the beach?
So bad.
So Red was the DJ all weekend, and I kept bugging him to play fucking Dead and Company because I was like really fucking high and digging the groove on that shit.
Skibble didn't believe that John Mayer played the Grateful Dead.
I did not know.
And I
That's a whole
to
set.
show him
The
that
company's pretty good.
Dude, it was fucking
He's
perfect,
not doing a
man.
bad
I
job.
give you some blasphemy because I don't even like the Grateful Dead that much. I
Or
haven't had
John
that
Mayer.
much- That much.
See, I wasn't a
exposure.
fan of John Mayer until I
Yeah.
caught him doing the Grateful Dead, and he's not bad, and I don't know, he's kind of heady. So
I'm not a fan of him in anything but blues.
Yeah, man.
me neither.
So when I went out there, I went Friday night and Saturday night. So it was cool. It was like I got to hang out with the regular crew that was already staying at the beach house. So that's Lori and Tara and Finger Lakes and Red. High and Tight wasn't there the first night, but Doc was up there and he was killing us with the fucking stories. We were all talking about concerts and shit, and great fucking cannabis going around the circle. So the next night when I came out, I had these two really, really gigantic cones. And I brought one of Keweenaw Copper, and the other one I brought was of the headlights. So I made sure that I let Spartan fire that up. So that was my shout out to him for thanking him for sharing the cut with me in the first place.
And I'll give you props right here, fucking publicly, dude. That fucking headlights was well fucking done, dude. It was just like I fucking grew it myself.
Thank you.
You know, as soon as I fucking dry, old school, I fucking dry hit that shit. As soon as I fucking dry hit that, I was like, dude, that's headlights. You don't even gotta fucking tell me. I know that's fucking headlights. It was fucking cool, dude. Thank
I
you.
love doing that. I love it when someone gives me a clone of something or some seeds, and I'm able to bring it back to them. Not so that they can be like, oh, wow, you did a fucking great job. But even if I didn't hit the bar with it like they do, it's my way of paying it back to them and saying, thank you, man. You know, your plant is still fucking rocking out for me, and I'm going to keep shooting for the stars.
Yeah, you
So-
did it, dude. That's fucking awesome.
And I got to shout out FLF, Finger Lakes Finest. We burned actually I don't know if we burned it or not, man. Because I wasn't hitting the tobacco at the time. The tobacco was kind of arching my buzz a little bit, so I had to kind of put it off to the side. So anyways, he shared with me, showed me, I got to smell, sniff, see the B plan of his grow off bud. He brought 2 samples. He gave us what he thought was the A, and he kept back the B. Now I'm not sure which one we came across, which was his, while we were sampling them all. I'm sure it was one of the fire ones, because this one that he showed me was fire. So shout out to Finger Lakes Finest. He was also one of the ones that hung out with us all weekend. Came all the way from New York and hung out, man. And he's dedicated, man. He came and hung out with us on our float and everything. So shout out to that dude. He's definitely hardcore broski, man. And I really appreciate all of his time and his energy, man, because he's a good addition to the community.
You know what I get to say on it as a ratification? He smokes like we smoke.
Definitely does.
100%. And I fucking love that dude, man. And I've already, there's a fucking weird thank you, but I fucking thanked him at the grow off too. I was like, dude, thank you for that fucking hamburger. We're like, Tara's like, well, we're gonna need some more firewood. We ran out of firewood the first night. We were out here till like 2 or 3 or whatever time, and we ran out of the woods, so we had to go. So this dude comes just walking. I'm sitting down on my ass doing nothing. And he comes around this wheelbarrow full of chopped wood. I'm like, where did this fucking lumberjack just come out? What the fuck is going on over here? He just dumps all the wood. He goes, yeah, I got another pile up there if we need some more. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then, just when I had smoked copious amounts of ganja, you start to build up a little bit of a hunger. And since copious amounts is, I don't know, something
More than I can think of right now.
Yeah. I can't think of a bigger word than copious, but we did more than that. So
Oodles.
I was super hungry. So it was like the best hamburger I've ever had in my life. And it was probably like I don't know, fucking something they bought at the store already made. I don't know, but it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man, he was killing it on the grill. And Mrs. High and Tight, she was hooking up some
Mrs.
vegetables.
High.
Helping out with. Man, I forget. I don't know.
Who is high and who's tight?
Yeah, which one's high? Which
She
Shout out
likes
to
going
Brittany.
by Miss Tight.
Ms. High and Tight? I don't know.
I think it's a win-win for her. Either one.
Either way,
It's a win-win.
she's
You
a
can be
winner.
high. You can be high. And either way. So, anyways.
Moving right along.
Yeah, moving right along. So her and Tara and everybody were helping out and getting some awesome ass going. It was awesome.
Don't forget Chris, man. Fucking awesome. Chris was cool. I loved Chris.
He's an awesome dude, man. Very, very awesome dude.
I didn't spend enough time outside,
Appreciate
so I didn't
everybody's
get to
company.
hang out with him very much. But I made sure to catch him in the car and caught him before he left because I wanted to say hi to him.
Dude, we blew his fucking doors off on Saturday night.
Good.
He had to go lay it down for a little bit.
For a little
Talking to him in
while.
the car, I was like, "It's sweet, man. You left and you didn't hit your, get drugged through a river and nobody got hit on the rock or nothing."
No.
And what was it? Was it Doc with the GMO, Dro with the Zookies that came through?
No, Doc
Yeah.
had the Zookies too.
Doc had the Zookies too.
Yeah.
I rolled a big one of GMO when we got there.
Yeah. That would have been like the most epic of Gettysburgs, man. Just like
Yeah.
layer.
If only there was a way to count them off.
There is, but nobody wants that fucking job, man.
I got to shout out to fucking Shredder because this cracked me the fuck up. He says in chat, Mr. Shredder 0911 says Mr. Tight's already taken. He
Yeah.
can't be Mr. Tight.
Empire breeding.
It's some good
Yeah.
stuff.
Good point.
Yeah, we got them all medicated. I just shout out to Unsalted Life in chat, talking about getting them well medicated. Yeah, we got them all very well medicated. For once, the younger crowd was asleep before the older crowd.
That's right. The old
Had to
dogs
admit.
were still hanging in there. Get your weight up, Rook.
Although I probably only slept about 5 hours all weekend, but who needs sleep when you have a weekend full of fun and adventure, right?
Dude, I couldn't believe it. Red was posting pictures and stuff at 3 a.m, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
they're
had no
five.
signal. I was not doing the damn thing.
I was like, Red, come on, dude. We got a thing to judge in like 6 hours. What are you doing? And there he was there.
Yeah, when I got there, I think it was somewhere around noonish, maybe a little bit later. Red instantly announced to me that he was going to make sure to stay up to get a picture of the moonrise and the sunrise. And I was like, sweet, this is going to be awesome.
Shit.
Well,
Thank you, Mr.
Because I was
Breach.
having so much fun, I failed to get a picture of the moonrise. But that's because you hang out with people. You forget
That's
what
okay.
they're
I shared it in chat, so you can pull it out of there.
Yeah.
So I ended up catching the sunrise, except the clouds were over Canada and you couldn't see the sunrise over the horizon. So I crashed in the hammock for a few, I don't know, maybe an hour or 2 hours or something like that. And the sun still hadn't risen and the cloud cover just kind of came through. So there was no photography going at all. But,
Of course not.
you know, it is what it is. Managed to get a good shot a little bit later in the day when it cleared up. So happy about
It's a
that.
photography life, man. Drag all your stuff up a mountain just for it to be foggy.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah,
chilling in a
I had
hammock,
everything out. I had everything out and waiting, you know,
Yeah.
it was ready.
smoking bowls, just waiting. You know,
Just
good
waiting,
night.
man. I had a fire going. That was warm. It was good. Everybody was asleep, snoozing. I was there with the nature. It was good.
Had plenty of firewood.
Fuck, dude, that fire was getting hot.
Plenty of
To
firewood.
keep the skeeters away.
Spartan forgot to mention
Nothing
that
out there.
aside from FLF dropping off that wheelbarrow full of wood, we I think Hindsight brought like a couple little like packages of wood, and M2 and
Dude,
myself
that's
had to go to the
awesome.
grocery store, and we brought 3 fucking packages of wood for like $20. You know what I mean? Just out of
Oh, you guys are crazy.
ease, you know.
Dude, that shit was crackling. Lori was backing up from it.
It's like we were fucking set. We could build another fucking structure if we need more people, man. I mean, we had fucking plenty.
Red's
Well, we
buying wood that's $3 a board at the gas.
I know. He was paying board footage for it, man.
Dude, the stuff was dry and it burnt.
You're not lying, man.
It's fire hot, man.
Oh,
So
I bet it did.
fast. Burnt
It's
fire.
stored in a climate-controlled warehouse, I'm sure.
No, I vividly remember at one point looking into the fire pit and like saying, "Look at that white ash. This is some clean fucking firewood."
It was some clean ash.
I
remember
like smoking cigars and looking at my clean white ash, dude.
Dude, I was sitting there and I could feel my fucking eyes boiling and shit because I was like on the offside of, you know, downwind from it.
Then you just had to fucking look down every time the fucking smoke came your way. You're just like, "Oh,
Forehead's getting hot and shit.
duck that shit."
So we're hanging out there, and it wasn't too long after the what was it? The Miracle Grow plane came by, and or the Roundup plane came by, and shut us down from swimming, and we decided to go sit up top, and the neighbors were watering the grass, you know, on the lake. Grass was pretty good everywhere, but seemed like they were watering for what, man, hour and a half, hours, 2 hours probably. Those things were going for
easily 3 hours. And this dude was like
3 hours.
He was trying to get a contact buzz. Is what he was
I
trying
think he was
to
trying
do.
to fill the lake back up. Is what he was doing.
Yeah, we had. I mean, he was using
Water level's
sprinklers,
low.
which covered the whole fucking yard, right? But no, he goes down there with a wrench and he turns it and he turns it. He stands there and watches it for a long time. He picks the whole thing up and moves it somewhere else in his yard. And I'm seriously, I mean, it's just like you're in paradise, but then to the left of you, you have this mild like buzz that just doesn't go away. And it's like, man, dude, really? Is this really necessary? There's like fucking storm clouds coming in. The fucking lake is choppy, and this motherfucker's out here watering for 3 hours.
You know that's gonna be you someday.
Bro,
Crazy
he was
long
trying to
guy with.
he was trying to work his courage up to come get a sag.
And I'm not kidding you. When we're sitting on a sand dune, we're sitting on a fucking sand dune, and he's watering
Next to
this
the lake.
thing. Like, you know, it's just like after the first 10 seconds, it's just watering through, dude. You're doing nothing.
Sand is done good for wicking, man.
You know what I noticed down on the walking around by the beach? The water level was, I don't know, a good foot, 18 inches below, like, let's say the top level of the sand, which was really gravel, you know, old fossils and things like that, old stones, and all tumble stone, tons of just gravel beach, right? You move that top layer. I mean, you're 2 feet up. You move that top layer 2 inches, and it's water. It's wet. It might be dry on top, but it's wet. Like, that water's wicking in that sand. Believe it or not, it's still, just because it's sand, it still wicks. It wicks in sand. It wicks in the gravel, and it wicks up in the minerals in the rocks.
It was super cool. Me and Ray were both down there checking out. You see like different clay deposits. Some of that clay was like rock hard, like cement, but you could see like rounded off stones like embedded in it. It was crazy. And then you would see some more clay that you could pick up and break, and it would break up in like sheets, like in layers, but like sheets. Like it was really super compressed sand almost.
Shale.
It was just really cool shit. We were just fucking being down there being soil nerds, just looking at the different layers in that
Man,
like,
I should have went.
war away stuff. Yeah.
Dude, that would have been an
developing-
epic drive, though. Fuck, you'd be driving from there all the way to there, back to the center, all the way back. Shit.
Developing new ways of hydroponics in the making.
Literally, there was a tree. How probably, what would you say, like 20 feet above us?
Yeah, there was that.
On the edge of like the cliff, and we're on the bottom of it. And we could find roots of that tree at our feet. It was wild.
Coming out of the sand, like coming up out of the sand.
Yeah, right out of the sand.
Nature finds a way.
We were talking about how there's this little area where the waves would come up and make the sand wet. You could tell how far the water came up, right? And just past where the water would reach, there's like a lot of little rocky pebbles that got deposited up there. I mean, I looked at Red at one point. I said, how cool would it be if you lived here? You just get like a 5 or 10 gallon fucking smart pot, fill it with some soil, and put an autoflower in it. You put it just right on that rocky pebbles, and you top water that thing until the root's big enough to, pop out the bottom.
Forget about it.
The lake water. How awesome would that be? It's just a little nature's hydroponics, sitting there right for you. We're just sitting there, just being stupid, doing stuff like that. But it was fucking
It would
awesome.
work. I mean, that gravel was like 2-3 feet piled up off the ground, but I bet if we dug into it 6 inches, our hands would be soaking wet.
So it'd be basically like a hydroton, except for its mineral deposits.
All mineral deposits. Plants would be green.
With all kinds of microbiology probably already on it from the the lake water.
Biochar too.
Yeah, you're growing good.
Yeah, cool stuff. You can take the grower out of the grow room, but you can't take the grower out of what? How would that go? I don't know. I can't finish it.
I don't know, but right now it's 3 against 1. We got the organic side going here against Sequence. He's just sitting back and letting it go by.
It's
Just sitting back, letting this thing go.
I thought it was about.
I got like
my shirt.
$6,000 worth of
Slow,
organic
bro.
soil.
Oh, shit.
I think
Got more than all you guys combined.
Fuckins.
I think Sequence easily has way more biomass and organics than he does in anything else.
Yeah, dude, I grow 12 plants at a time in 3-gallon cocoa pots.
Fuck you, my greenhouse is bigger than yours,
Everybody wants to give me
right?
shit just because I like putting CalMag on all my stuff. But look at it. You love my CalMag. You love my CalMag. Tell me, Scope.
You know what? I feel like this is the old Pee Wee's Playhouse thing where we have like the magic word and CalMag was it.
Is it dab time?
Yeah, sure.
And
Why
All
not?
right, that's a good excuse.
The magic
Shredder.
fucking random ringings.
I'm gonna go grab that select.
Shout out to Shredder in chat again. He's killing me. He asked me if I've got fish yet. No, not yet. Abolish has not convinced me yet.
He hasn't even tried. He didn't like the. Well, he didn't say he didn't like fish shit. He just used it all at once and did for that purpose.
Well, you accidentally emptied the whole bottle. Remember, this whole sample bottle went right in.
He opened it and decided it smelled too bad, and then
He only wanted to take it
Oh, wow.
once.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it.
I will admit to a purchase I made today.
He's got some fish shit there.
Oh yeah, man. I got one of those.
So yeah, we'll give him a try again. I liked him. I liked it the first time I used it. It's just one more. There's diversity. You know what I mean? One more micro product I can throw into the rotation.
You should get. I mean, I'm sure Abolish will give you a gallon of his fish water every now and again. If he's not using it for stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out if it. I have to figure out if it's okay to let it go anaerobic because it's a drive for me. It's like an hour, so I'm pretty sure you'd have to have some way to like oxygenate the water.
You just got to get a couple of those Slurpee straws and chain them together.
There it is.
Nah, yeah, not gonna do that.
That's what you got to do in DWC when your power goes out.
I don't run DWC. That's a very good reason why not to. I actually did used to run one of them on a little UPS battery backup, like you get.
Good idea.
Yep.
Flow.
Ooh, and your camera focus too. That was nice.
Oh, for once? My hands shake so bad.
Shredder says tilapia won't eat worms. Is that true?
I have no idea. I'm not a fish guy. I'd have to ask. I'd ask Abolish first, and then if he didn't have an answer, I'd.
Oh, Abolish is in the chat. Abolish, tell me.
I am not an ichthyologist.
He says you can come change the water anytime. There you go. Like,
change the water. Bring the sprinkler. Oh wow,
that's free labor for newts. That's a good deal.
Yep.
Well, that worked totally well, Red. So I didn't have the usual 7-Eleven scoop, but I did have a regular packing straw that went with those big ass cones I had. So I just pushed it straight down onto a piece of that flow and brought it right in here. Love it when it works, man. I spilled too much hash.
I've got Dro's pineapple Thai times strawberry snow rosin that I'm gonna dab here.
Are we doing hash time early? That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna
we're doubling down on it.
You rang a bell.
I rang a bell. And
you ring a bell, and when you do that, then you got to do the thing.
Yeah, you got to do.
I didn't know this.
We can't not do the dab, otherwise we'd have to pass a rule.
You guys didn't tell me these things, man.
We already have a rule, so we got to follow that rule. So
there it is.
I did my dose of FSO like fucking an hour ago, and it's hitting me hard right now. I didn't know.
You missed the pre-meeting meeting where we talked about the rules.
Damn. I'm a fucking stoner.
Yeah. I'll give you the time for the next email and the next memo.
Yeah, we'll send you the email.
Okay. I didn't get the memo.
Check your mailbox.
Okay, so talking
Probably
about
my spam folder.
Crazy cheap pipes. I bought a Chillum here, and it looks like it would be able to be like a bubbler, but it's not. What it is instead is it's more got an ash catcher in it. So when you really hunker down on it, it won't poop on you. It'll just poop inside the pipe and be a pain in the ass to clean, but it's all trade-offs.
Now, Sequence, do you have that like one of those pipes that we used as a judge? I just want you to hold it up just to see if that light that you have is, well, if it will wash it out like it did for Scobo.
I'll need
or
a
if
second.
light would affect that.
I'm doing a dab, and I think it's in my car. I'll have to.
Oh, okay. I'm also loading up some of this stuff.
But I'll look for it.
Dro grows. I think this was a mix of all of them, right? Like a couple of people's phenos or something, like the whole run. I don't think it was like a particular pheno, was it?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
I think that's what he told me. I can't remember.
What I've got also.
If Dro's in here, maybe he can tell us what's up. Oh, it smells so fucking good though.
DOG's asking in the chat, Red, what cultivar is that?
Red's in the shower right now. He'll get
Look
back
at him.
to the message.
Look at him go. Young lungs.
Breathe, boy, breathe.
Breathe, son.
I just don't think I got it hot enough. I'm sorry.
Party has not stopped.
Oh, the OG in chat. Hey, shut up, man. That's the same name as my dog. Sweet.
I thought it was like a family member with a new account, but it's
No,
not.
it's actually
Nice.
not. No, I actually don't know that DOG. That is not my dog. Different.
He's
Maybe
your
it
dog
is.
now. He's
Maybe
your dog
it is
now.
your dog, dude.
You're my dog now. What's going on?
What's your dog doing right now?
He's not
I spelled
wanting to go outside.
DEOGI. I'm sorry. What was the question?
It was what cultivar is that, but I'm not sure.
Cultivar are you smoking or dabbing there?
Is
Is that the same thing?
It's the same thing that Spartan was talking about. The pineapple Thai, strawberry.
Oh, it's so good too.
Ooh, that's.
I had Sample H,
Can I?
which was a high placer, and that was really good.
No.
Ooh,
Very, very.
Red's
very
getting green
good.
screen love
I got mine to focus. There you go, Red.
because you got that fancy new
Same thing.
lighting setup.
Super excited, dude. Hopefully that works for that.
Doesn't Sequence's picture look much more nice this evening?
New lighting. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, members.
He indeed.
He's
does
got a
have
hard
body.
side and a soft
In
side.
case you wanted to see me any
Just
better,
the head. No,
I
just the
did
head
that.
of you.
So sorry about
He's
it.
gonna start streaming in 1080 on this shit next for us.
Hell
4K.
no. You know, like the newscasters were like, "Oh, we're too old and we can't do HD." When it first came out, now they just got super good makeup. I don't have good makeup, so I can't do that. See, we could upgrade Spartan's camera.
I don't even have a camera. This is my laptop.
See, so we got lots of upgrades we could make.
I can work on that.
No, you don't. You don't have. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Oh, you made me crack up, Sequence. I'm fucking dying over here. That's one consistent thing that I've had whenever I've streamed with you, is you always make me crack up at some point, and I about pass out from lack of oxygen.
Well, the bummer is I always say like a punchline, right? So then I'm done talking, but you're laughing. So then there's dead time, and I'm like, oh, cool, and that's not productive.
Thanks, asshole.
Yeah. So quit
Hey,
laughing at my shit.
Damn, these dabs are fucking good.
Look
Hey,
at
are
that.
these hat-
Do you have
are
any
these
eyes
hats-
left?
Are these hats available anymore?
Yeah, they are. They're on
Yeah.
the Streamlabs.
Oh, we got to get Michigan medicated one. She's saying she
Until we
loves the caps.
Until we shut it down. Shut it down. So
Oh, shut it down.
Streamlabs.
You know, I've ordered something from them, and I like fucking. That seems like a year ago. I'm still
Yeah.
haven't fucking got it.
So I was gonna mention
recommend them.
mbgs.live. If you want to buy a hat, it's gonna be real slow. So I don't know. They want to earn interest on your money before they send you a hat. But we're working on that. I promise.
Gradual thing.
Shout out Birdwatcher in chat. He says about the chow down some of my crumble I handed out. I told everybody it was an oldie but a goodie. I guess I'll explain that a little better. That crumble I handed out to everybody at the grow off was basically just an old mix house blend trim run that I had a good friend of mine get processed through some very credible processors, and all of the labels that are on the bottom were ran at PSI Labs, and you can get those test results at Red Setter Farm at PSI Labs client account if you want to, but you can probably get the date on when it was tested also, so you can kind of get a broad idea about what those test results might be looking at by now. You know?
Well, I think it was cool that we were setting up seeds for everybody too, and putting them into nice packaging for them.
Yeah, Scribble and I had a little assembly line going. That was fun. Oh, you know what, man? Here, let me start this story out and say prior to that, let's talk about how those seeds came. You can check out a bunch of our old shows and hear about probably the breeding crop that I did last summer. Go to maybe some last summer shows or last fall shows. Let's talk about Hind Tight in chat. Help me out big time. He's like, hey man, I'll give you a hand with bucking down some seeds. And so he took the baggie of Granddaddy, he took the baggie of the blueberry, and he sat there and he bucked out the seeds for me. And it was great because I had a bunch of stuff to do. I had to take care of, like, you know, the speakers and all that shit and get my stuff packed up and just get ready, you know. So he was a big help, man. And then I gave him all the weed that he ground up, you know, and you know, it was a good exchange there. So shout out, man. It was a big help. And then Skilbo, you gave me an awesome hand. Shout out to jumping in there, throwing it out, man. So
Bro was commenting on how good your seeded bud was, though, by the way, this morning in the chat.
oh yeah, no, and believe it or not, that's from last November. So thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that because it means a lot, you know, knowing that it held up, because I actually don't smoke that. Not that I don't smoke it.
Dude, I just got some from you a few weeks ago. Remember? I was like, oh, you still got any of that blueberry around, bro?
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
I guess.
Give me a good hand there.
You often get nudged for seeded bud, Red?
Yeah, just from me, the old dude, man.
I'll tell you what was when I was sitting around the campfire, I would ask what every one was. What's this one? What's this one? And anytime it said it was from Red, that's all I had. Give it to me then. Give it to me. Because red stuff's
You know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, you know it's gonna be fucking flavorful. It's gonna be fucking purple. It's gonna be fucking citrus. It's gonna be fucking something smashing your fucking face, man. And I love that shit.
I mean, you guys probably smoked at least an ounce a day there, at least at the beach house, man. At least.
There's a fog. There's a fog all the time.
Easily.
So
We've got a reputation.
There's smoking time and then just breathing in the smoke time, and that's all there was.
Well, after the grow off, we made it back safely. Thanks again. Shout out Tara Wilson, getting us to and from the grow off. Also,
getting some good sleep right now.
And yeah, definitely well deserved. Also, and we went back and we just sat without campfire. We just kind of sat under porch light, you know, and just kind of burned another half dozen dubs, set up till, you know, well past 4:20 in the morning, bullshitting and talking. And it shout out to M2 and our grow off winner, Michigan Medicated, and I think she's in chat still. And anyways, like doobie, like huge, right? Things like rock solid, massive, all bridezilla. Tara pulls this thing out of her purse, ready to go as soon as we get back. Just knock. I mean, talk about a good thing to get back after a 2-hour drive, right? Big fat. We didn't have to roll a joint, so that thing was fire.
Those are good friends to have right there.
Yeah, no shit, man. No joke, man. She grows fire. No joke.
That bridezilla, I really love that fucking bridezilla. And her fucking awesome. Sour D, you gotta try that. I asked for a fucking clone. I've got it going. Right now.
Did, and actually that was the clone. I'm 99% positive that's the same clone that I tossed. And I mean, it's got the exact. I mean, it smells almost identical to the Citrique, and that's exactly what the Sour Diesel was. The only reason I really got rid of it was because it was kind of lacking in structure. Well, it was just over lacking. It was over structured, I should say. Too much leaf and, you know, that type of shit. But anyways, yeah, so that was, I mean, even at the end and after the grow off, way more cannabis being consumed. So
yeah. Your guys' owner gave you guys a 5-star renters rating.
Very awesome. I hope so, because all the neighbors, you know, they figured that their grub problems were taken care of by skunks.
Yeah, they probably loved us because there could not have been any mosquitoes coming, because the fucking smoke was thick, man. I mean, no bugs were there. It was just like a fogger.
Skilbo, you were muted.
Skilbo, are you talking muted?
I think I was. I don't remember what the fuck it was now. I was like caught up in the conversation. Damn it.
I think it was just like a interjection, like something witty you were gonna say probably, but
don't give me too much credit.
Well,
yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that's what he was gonna say.
I noticed that no one had open windows next to either side of the beach house, so there were no complaining neighbors. Or if they were well ensconced behind glass, and we couldn't hear them. So fuck them.
I mean, they probably just rolled up the windows if they weren't smokers, you know.
Rolled up the windows. They were in the car.
I rolled my windows down. Well, they probably had the AC on. Where you guys were, it was a nice little neighborhood, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a
nice little cottage neighborhood, man.
That's the first time I really hung with them, I think. I'm pretty sure. No, they were at the float. They were at the float too. But it was awesome to see High and Tight there. And I guess it was more of an intimate thing. In the float, you're kind of far away. I never really got to talk to them. I got to talk to them this time, so that was awesome. So shout out to them if they're in chat. I'm not sure. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, High and Tight was in there earlier. They may have dipped out by now. They brought Chris with them again. Super cool.
he loves being the coma guy too. He's just always got a smile. He's always nice. So shout out, Chris.
We had a standing coma guy.
Yeah.
The coma guy.
Narwhal.
I think Narwhal really takes that one. I think
Narwhal
we
was a
really.
standing coma guy.
I think we blew that kid's hair back,
He
man.
just wouldn't go down though, and
You
he,
could,
No, he didn't go down,
and
but he
he's
was
Wave at
like
him.
he was
I
doing
would
the
say-
goldfish thing, sleep with the eyes open.
and he's an award winner. He was the best dressed, and he just fucking looked stunning the whole fucking time.
Bad.
So I gotta hand him to the. You gotta hand that to him. I mean, fuck.
He was the best dressed by far.
He's
Oh,
like, I want
shut-
that top hat.
Shout out to Michigan Medicated in chat. Just said Bridezilla and Mac 1 is amazing.
Yes, and yes, and I
we
assume
started
the
joining
sell-
that.
Yeah,
We started
Dro.
joining that. Oh god, that was fucking good.
Who rolled it? Dro was wondering.
She did.
Oh, she did. Nice.
She did. Yeah, it was right after she'd won.
That's a worthy winning joint.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I just like that Mac 1 for those the best because it seems like it just punches flavor into anything. And so you just give me your favorite whatever, and then let me punch some flavor into it, a little bit more flavor. And I can't wait to get some blue coffee fucking done. God, I can't wait to get some blue coffee and some Mac.
Oh, agreed, dude.
God damn.
That's gonna be a good combo.
Yeah.
It's
I
time
can't
to
wait.
set up for hash time again.
As soon as I harvested blue cough, I was really disappointed that I didn't take a clone of it. Like the second that I cut it, I was like, "What?"
Yep. I hate that feeling. It's usually almost every time I cut a strain out, I'm like, all right, I'm stopped growing this, and it's like the best time ever I grew it.
Yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
amazing.
How unfortunate. I'll eventually get it from you, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. I got a mom going right now. I'll get ready to cut some clones off. I'll get you one.
Birdwatcher says he was so stoned at one point he forgot to get the last year Mac 1. It's surprising how hard it has been for you to give away Mac 1 at our public events.
I know nobody wants to take hardly anything. I did go away. It's gone. It's officially gone. So I have one hanging. That's why I was okay to let it all go.
It's understandable. You got to keep some. I have a little bit in my bag. I was looking for it.
Yeah, try to make sure everybody got some. But like you said, it's hard to give weed to people. They're like, okay, I'll take like the smallest nug I can find in your jar. I'm like, oh, come on, take some.
I didn't take any of your Mac 1 this time. I still have some from the last time. Or from when you came over to the greenhouse, actually, I think. One or the other.
Yeah, I think that's when I brought it over. Yep, right then. How's the greenhouse looking? Everything? How's that Mac?
Dude, you're going to have to come out there. You're going to have to come out there and check it out one of these days. I mean, pick a week or whatever. It's something.
Cool.
We've done a lot in there since the last time you saw it, so
Have you done any stripping yet?
not like crazy stripping. They are starting to flower. Most of the plants are now. The Mac 1 stretched probably 6 inches in the last 3 days. That's really
wow.
exciting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Get dialed in.
I get mine to stretch. I would say maybe 50% is what I get for stretch and Mac when I grow.
If I get 50% stretch on Mac, it'll be 6 foot tall.
Nice.
Let's hope for that.
That's gonna be a
That'll be
big
good.
strip. Oh my god! Or is it more spread out the nodes outside?
A little bit of that, yeah. And I've kept it cleaned up, so it's spaced out a little bit.
Working on it. Okay, cool.
Today I trimmed it some, but it needs some more for sure. But it is growing good, dude. I'm
Did you
really
get your-
impressed with the Mac outside. I would do it
That's
again
awesome.
out there. I really would.
How does it look compared to its what would it be called, the S1?
I don't have the S1 in the greenhouse. I do
Oh.
have them side by side indoors.
Okay.
I'll check that out after this show, and I'll let you know. They just started flower like 4 days ago, though.
Sweet.
Yeah, man.
Always happy to find more Mac being grown.
Yeah, we can get you a Mac cloning too. Don't worry about that. The outdoor Mac needs the bottom cleaned up, but I'm gonna try to take as many clones as keepable clones as I can off of it.
Yeah, that's so awesome about outdoor plants, man. You can just have so many clones if you want. You gotta take so much
Yeah,
off. But
you're throwing it away anyway. Like,
yeah,
That's what helped me was Red had that beautiful rainbow driver outside.
Hashtag.
And it's hash time, folks.
Hashtag.
thank you, Red. Appreciate you.
that's the best.
At least where
that's
I'm
the
at in the
best
world,
answer.
it's hashtag.
I don't even know what Scobo was even talking about.
That makes two of us.
I think he was talking about hashtag.
I had to interrupt. It is midnight after all. I have some grape glee dry stuff that I'm gonna drop on this chillum of Citrique.
I like that you say, Red, in your captions that midnight is hash time. I like that.
It is.
It started here first.
And it's classy.
Come here for the midnight hash time.
That's it. In that hash rider.
You just gotta dim your light a little bit lower.
Oh, I can do that.
There you go.
I can dim the. Hold on.
Oh,
You can even hear the click of the button.
My button's from China. I better not push it too many times.
I don't know what it's ringing on the other end.
No, it's just not gonna work. You got like 6 clicks and then that's it.
I give a shout out to Tara for giving me this kick-ass pretty little chillin'.
Shout out to
Yesterday.
Tara for everything.
I'm actually.
Tara was
This
doing
is the cap
everything
she
for
gave
everyone.
me.
That Honolulu blue.
She was trying to be too helpful at the grow off because I was like,
I keep telling her, you're allowed to sit down. You are allowed. You can do that.
Well,
You know?
yeah, this is your grow off. This is your party. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like
It's
you're-
our job to host this shit, not you. Go enjoy your time.
like after the grow off thing, like she's now part of the show panel. Like she has a job now, or we'll give her something to do, you know. But
We'll give her something to do, sure.
sit down and drink some soda and smoke for this one at least. No, she's so helpful every time. Everything we do. I mean, everyone is really, we talked about it a little bit. Like when you're packing up and things need carried out or something needs cleaned up, everyone is ready to help. We have a pretty dedicated crew of people that stay later than everyone else. They're just ready to do that and knock it out real quick.
Yeah, that makes sure that there's going to be another one and another one and another one after that.
Yep, yep.
Yep, for sure.
And poor Red carrying his speakers out by himself. DJ life, dude.
He didn't even grumble, did he?
I was watching him and I was like, dude, I know it. But I was carrying tables out, so I think we were doing the same thing, but definitely DJ life for sure.
I had some help. Everybody was offering help.
Yeah, I saw people carrying the tables for you.
Just help me toss some stuff. Back in Tara's car. Thank you, Tara.
In Tara's car.
Anyone get to see inside that car? Oh my god. Red, I don't know if that
Fact.
was you, but that was
Tetris Master.
fucking Tetris,
Tetris
Rubik's
Master.
Cube, whatever you want to call it. It was,
1992.
DJ
fucking-
style.
it was like you're
DJ
not gonna get a fucking CD in there. It's like fucking
Dude, when you can fit 2 turntables and a microphone in the in a hatchback of a Focus, you know you played Tetris a long time.
Yeah, man.
Tell him, Beck.
You've DJ'd for a while, you know. I remember picking up some DJ kits and I had a
Where
Grand
it's
Am
at.
at the time and it was like, there's no way. And I made it work.
It's a fun gig, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing music. I love it. I love providing a party.
Providing a party is a good way to say it. I like that. I was just like, Red, as you know, we're doing an event and just bring 2 speakers and a microphone if you could. He's like, yes, sir, dude. I said, please, I'm sure of it. But he was down and he brought them.
You brought that kick-ass mixing board too. So like when I was
We have to.
bringing
You bring
down
the
the
mic.
volume level down, it's just, trying to be professional with it.
It's like you've seen it on TV.
Yeah. Well, it's like I didn't just want to announce, hey, the judges are done and here's your top 3 people. But I wanted to tell everybody how much we appreciated it. And I think I said something to the effect of, when I looked around the room, all I seen was a bunch of smiling faces, man. And everybody was having conversations and, it was a good time. Not just grow off cannabis. Everybody brought their AJRs with them to share and help get rated and everything else. And I mean, really, what more can I ask for out of something that we've all put so much effort into? I'm personally very satisfied with it, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm glad to see everybody that made it out yesterday. So cheers.
I'm just sorry that I didn't get more time to like go around and talk to everyone individually, and, like say hi. Did get to talk to a lot of the people early on before we got really busy, but I tried to stay busy, and I was cleaning the pipes for the judges and all that stuff. We had a
Thank you
lot.
for keeping my pipes clean.
Yeah, man, that was a
Welcome.
thankless chore.
I was cleaning the tips and the inside and the everything. Doing my best.
Yeah, that's gross.
Doing your part. That's gross.
Spartan's always thinking about tips, dude. Typical Sparty fan.
Wow.
Dude, it's past midnight. What do you think I think about?
He's thinking about bed right now. He's thinking
All
about
about
shit.
tips.
I'm thinking of going to bed. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to not have my throat collapse from this fucking dab, or this topping of a fucking old school
I can
dab. This
hear it.
topping of a bowl. It's
I
like
hear
fucking,
you sipping air right now. You're like,
yeah, it's destroying me. It's fucking well done. I'll say that shit on fucking air, so fuck you guys.
there you go.
That's a fucking compliment.
Yes, it
Fuck
is.
you guys.
Oh,
I apologize. I'm just having a hard time lighting mine. So once I get that lit, maybe I'll unmute my microphone.
slide back in here. Red with the after midnight DJ disc jockey voice. Coming up next, I'm going to play a 3-part from Boston. Make sure you guys hang out. Listen.
Somebody's gonna take a number 2.
I was trying to make Red laugh, but he's a fucking warrior, so no dice.
You're gonna make me shoot my bowl out like a cannon. Dude.
Uh-oh. Here we go again. Right back down the alley, huh? Shoot the ball.
Red, did you ever do like college radio DJ or anything like that? I never did. I'm just asking.
No, I never did. I didn't get into DJing until my 20s, like mid 20s,
Same.
after my college years.
Was curious what your late night song would be for when you have to go to the bathroom, because all the radio DJs have one, like some 9-minute song or whatever.
Oh yeah, well I was a
Shit.
cigarette smoker, so I had a few of them. Let's see here.
I don't know.
Jeez, man.
He listens to the Grateful Dead. He can put on a 3-hour show and just
Yeah,
walk
I
away for
wouldn't
the
really
shit.
play that
Five
one for like
tracks.
in bar crowds or anything like that, dude.
Oh,
Like,
dude, American Pie. You can't go wrong.
you know what a fun one was? You know,
Fucking
I
American
like
Pie.
American Pie. That's a good one. Like a really long one, dude. I like Zapp and Rogers. Heard it through the grapevine. It was a good few minute song.
7 minutes. Yeah, you need 7 minutes.
Grandmaster Flash or like
Grand Funk Railroad. Jesus. Some of their songs.
yeah, dude, all kinds of shit, man. All kinds of shit. Take it back.
I think I'd put on the Allman Brothers
Right about
Whip and
Oh,
Post
Jessica.
Live, which is like
No,
20.
you're right.
No, it's like
Allman
23
Brothers
minutes
Jessica
long.
is one of them.
There you go.
Top Gear song, dude.
For like 6-7 minutes. Yeah, people hate that one.
No, I said Top Gear song when it played, and
No,
like
no,
only
I'm talking
one
about the one I
person
was talking
knew
about.
who
You're
it-
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, the one you're talking about is good.
Only one person knew the Top Gear reference, and I was disappointed in our
Our
the
circle.
only disappointment I had in our circle. So,
I didn't hear what you said. I was
have you ever seen
This
Top
is-
Gear UK? It's good stuff, dude.
Red doesn't watch TV.
Oh, nobody watches that
Gotta do
bullshit.
it.
Nobody watches that
Gotta
crap.
do it, dude.
All right, I got. No, that's
too
the
busy
crap.
talking.
So,
Nobody watches that bullshit.
I don't
don't
watch
know.
any TV anymore.
I gotta
Hey,
go.
Spartan.
I'm getting too fucking tired. I gotta go, guys.
Spartan,
See you
have a
later,
great night,
guys.
man. Thanks for popping
Later,
up.
man. Appreciate it.
Loved hanging out with you guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Let me know when the next one is. I don't want to miss any of them. So,
His eyes are sufficiently closing.
yeah,
So
look at this shit.
Next Monday at 11.
Touch your eyes.
we'll see you Sunday at 9, brother.
See you guys.
Later, Spartan.
See you, man.
See you, chat.
You can find Spartan on farmersonly.com/SpartanGrown. As he laughs and leaves.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah,
Well,
shout out. It was a real fun weekend hanging out with Spartan. Got to smoke. That Mac 1 is incredibly trichome covered. That thing's frosty. You know what I noticed is that like a big difference between I just visually, just with the bare eye, without a scope or anything, you can tell that the trichomes on a Mac 1 are small and it's just covered with small trichomes. Whereas opposed to like something else that might look frosty is covered with like large, heavy beaded trichomes, you know, that may or may not have space. But that thing is like totally covered. It looks like a crystal rock, with just a bunch of tiny little. It kind of reminds me of fruit punch in a way, without the purple, or not fruit punch.
Purple punch.
Without the purple. Yeah, it's very punchy looking, I guess. Very frosty. It's very nice, but except it hits you well. Pretty good.
It's really punchy flavored, I think.
Yeah, shout out to Spartan for that flower he provided. That was great.
Oh, yeah, that's a winner of a flower for sure.
I got a little sample floating around somewhere too.
You know, I started my day this morning. I had more samples than I can shake a stick at, but I started off with Dankman Dan. He had me checking out his jars, and he had 2 different crescendos. And anybody knows I'm a longtime lover of the crescendo. I've always bothered sequence for his. So to me, I was really excited to try it because I know the other one that's his keeper so well. So he had 2 different ones, Pheno 1 and Pheno 2. And one of them was the foxtail one. And I felt like the foxtail one was the one that was closer in flavor to sequences. It had that gassiness to it. So that's what I started my morning with, and it didn't let me down. So I want to thank Dan. Cheers, brother. I appreciate that.
I thought it was cool that I got to smell those. I didn't get to smoke them, I don't think. I probably did, but I didn't get to like sit there while people were rolling joints. I didn't get to know what they were or whatever. But it was cool to see those phenos and compare them to mine, because mine was like the exact average of those 2 that they had.
Yeah.
Mine was the one in the middle. And I think I like theirs better because theirs are unique both ways. One is way more orange, and then the other one is more gassy, and I like that. So I think they got better crescendos than I do, personally.
There was a crescendo going around, and puffed it and said, "Oh, what's this? This tastes familiar."
Right.
I think it was Tara or somebody was like, "Oh, it's a crescendo." I was like, "It tastes like Sequences crescendo." She was like, "It is Sequences crescendo."
Kind of has an old school taste.
I did have some crescendo going around there.
I think this was at our party though, away from the grow off at the beach. You weren't there, so it was nice to smoke some of your weed, even
Sweet,
in spirit,
man.
I suppose. Yeah,
You were there in spirit.
you were there in spirit. So what was like? I want to give Dankman Dan a shout out too, because I got a chance to see that dude twice now in just a few weeks, which is thrilling. Dan is just such a great dude, man. He's just got a smile on his face the entire time you're hanging out with him, and he's just full of just stories and just willing to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So Dankman Dan, thanks for being a good time, man.
I'm spoiled because, or we're all spoiled because we got to see Dankman Dan a lot in the last like few weeks, but we hadn't seen him once prior to that. So let's hopefully
Took a year,
it's not such a long break this next time, Dan.
Yeah, only took a year. Let's go this way.
You should probably just sell your house and move down here. That would work out. That would work out for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Saying.
Just saying.
Oh shit.
Miss Dan would go along with it, dude. That 420 wife.
That 420 wife.
That 420 wife. Shout out. Another awesome contender in the band of misfits that's growing every day. I see in chat, Dan. Cheers, man.
Yeah, the Zukis. Speaking of stuff, I was thinking of Doc, and
my dog snoring.
yeah, I was wondering if it was Diogi that needed to go outside, but
It's Diamond
just
snoring.
Diamond snoring, man.
No, it's actually not.
Yeah.
She's
So
got a
fun.
rough life, man.
If she does it again, I'll make sure to turn my mic on for sure.
Oh man, a stoner and his dog.
Yeah, fortunately,
Right, dude.
shout out to Mama Red, Daddy Red. They went and they took care of DOG this weekend for me, so I got a chance to get out of town. And, they came by and watered the plants for me also, so they decided to surprise me and take care of some yard work in my front yard. So shout out to them, because
Shit.
Heck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude! They saved me a week's worth of labor.
I got to walk through Red's garden. It is impressive.
I like it.
I'm hoping we'll get some rain tonight. Is what I'm hoping for.
I
was a
like that it's
fan.
like a cool garden. You know what I mean? It's got like paths and like plants were put in there for like a reason, and like
Right.
there's thought in that garden, and I like that a lot.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's definitely a lot more than thought. So I really appreciate that. But I put a lot of thought into it. You know, I've been planning it out for a really long time, and it's been listening to you guys, and it's been listening to people out there in YouTube land, who other creators and stuff like that, that I've been able to create. You know, hopefully something that might be sustainable in the future. You know, I don't know how sustainable it is right now, but it's just experimenting and, you know, swinging ideas around. So it's really what I like to do, and you know, it's working so far, and hopefully it'll work in the future as well. And you know, thanks, man. I really appreciate that compliment. You know, outdoors, it's a difficult thing to do, and I'm just really trying to let Mother Nature do it. And I'm not trying to put a whole lot of effort into it, because my primary source of being able to get medicine to my patients is indoor growing. So I really have to put my focus on that primarily.
You're doing a damn good job, Red.
Thanks, man.
Damn fine.
Appreciate the love.
Late Sesh love.
Citrique,
busy world.
exceptional. Strawberries and cream, growing on me very much.
I was wondering when that would grow on you, because at first you were like kind of poo-pooing it.
No,
And I was like,
no. I just want to be the honest. Like, we have a level that we're trying to do, a thing we're trying to do as growers, and I don't want to be the guy that's just going to be like,
Well, there's probably a better.
everything is the best thing. You know what I mean? So like, you just got to
True.
be honest and be like, this is the one that's not as good as this one, and that's all. So like, the Citrique to me really stood out. It still does. Still does. Very unique terpene, hard to find. I would pay like $100 for a clone of it. Incredible plant. Yeah. But yeah, strawberries and creams growing on me a lot. The other stuff that you grow, of course, I love. Candy grapes, grape glee especially.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. You know, you may eventually see some, once I get my bedroom up and running, you might just see some clones available of a few of these strains that I have going on. So I would like to make that available. You know, I'm not trying to hoard genetics or anything. I want to be able to pop some of these packs for the world, you know, and try to get some of them out there. Obviously, I need to keep a couple things maybe exclusive just for
Yep.
my own purposes. But
your own head
anyways,
stash, man.
yeah, man. So I Fresh Cut Farms in chat, man. It was awesome bumping into him again yesterday, which is really cool. So cheers, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
You'll have to stop out Red one time doing it.
I really need to, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally do. Yeah,
It's a good time.
He's a super nice dude.
One of these days, I'm hoping soon, because summer's now almost halfway over. So I really need to jump out to the area in which
Where I live.
where you
Stretch
live,
your
because
legs.
my parents are out there too. So let's go.
Yeah. I mean, that's our area. So come out here. We'll go to the lake or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be sweet, man. Yeah, I gotta do
We'll
that.
go
this-
ride dirt bikes and shoot BB guns.
We can do some of that too. We got a really cool off-road place down here. We rent four-wheelers. Mm-hmm.
I want to be
We get
dangerous on a
hurt.
three-wheeler. No, I want to be dangerous on a three-wheeler.
I want to take dabs and ride a four-wheeler.
On a buckboard trail, right?
Dude, I'm down.
Thank you, Fresh Cut. Appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, it was it's been a great weekend. All sequence. You already got invited. You just got invited to the lake by my mom. Look, there you go.
Hell yeah, let's do it,
said,
dude.
she just said bring
What?
them out. Skibble, I'm sure you got the invite also.
Oh, well, there you go. Come one, come on.
She's got 2.5 acres. We're gonna hold the next event in your mom's yard, dude.
No, that's not
No, that's not the place.
That's our farm.
Oh, that's Birdwatcher's house.
Yeah,
I read the wrong message.
We got a little plot, but we're right on a Michigan lake, an undisclosed Michigan lake.
I feel you. I'm down.
One of our many.
I love undisclosed lakes, dude. You ever race a car in Mexico, USA? Shout out to Mexico, USA. For all that stuff you do on video that you can't do in the USA.
There you go.
When I watch the street race videos, they're always like, we're out here in Mexico, Iowa. And I'm laughing the whole time.
Red, did you see in chat it says, has anyone ever considered using chaga mushrooms as a soil amendment? Shout out Dennis for that.
I know people are using mushroom bags. Like,
yeah, go ahead, Sequence.
I didn't want to steal the question from you, but it took me.
No,
Looked like you were thinking on it. So, yeah, I know some people use like spent mushroom bags. I don't know what those are. I'm not in particular, but they're oyster mushroom bags. And once the bags are used up, you can use them as a soil amendment. Or compost them.
I know some buddies. Shout out. I'm trying to think of their Instagram. Well, I'll have to. Anyways, a good friend of mine, he uses some mushroom compost. Actually, he uses spent mushroom bags. Just drops them. Almost some of them just drops right on the bottom of his plant, and he gets stocks like 2-liter bottles.
I've done both.
Maybe not 2-liter bottles, but 1-liter bottles.
Yeah, I took my D's bag that I got off him when it had completely fruited out and was done, and I added it to my flower bed, thinking it would help increase the fungal population. So everything looks happy around it, so it was not a catastrophic thing. But I'm not sure how you would measure that to figure out, what you were going to use it for, and you know what I mean, the rate that you would amend.
Dro Grows tosses his in his worm bin.
Good idea.
Yeah, that's the more common one that I think I've heard of.
Good idea. I don't got worms. Do worms like CalMag?
Not in the bottle form.
Roger. I'm going to do some testing. I don't know about that.
Slooping shellfish or something.
Quarter teaspoon? Like not even just a little bit?
What if we just spritzed it with a bottle?
Just a little.
Just
yeah. Actually, when I used CalMag, I'm off the joking train. I did used to like foliar spray it in veg a lot, and it helps keep you from getting those mag stems. It's nice.
I have done that in the past myself.
That's real advice, not a joke.
Yeah.
Epsom, amazing for the same thing.
Cheaper.
But probably better and cheaper.
Sounds like good, quick fix. If you're in hydro, especially.
If you have Optic, shout out to Optic. Use Optic foliar transport, and then that'll help get that stuff in there.
Red, you're looking all interested there. Like you're peering at the screen.
I'm kind of just reading. I'm looking for questions. I'm kind of just, bugging around and waiting on the topics to cruise through. But I really want to give everybody just a huge shout out for coming out, turning in all their samples and hanging out with us. I mean, it's been a crazy year, so it's finally get out and be able to hang out with a bunch of people has been a great time, man. It was a great reset. It was like a serious reset weekend. It's been a rough time. I haven't really been with a group of people in a really long time. Haven't smelt any strangers or anything in a long time. It's kind of strange for the personal ecosystem. Dude, it is. You guys know that. It's strange not being around. I don't know, meeting new people even. Which was really cool. I got to meet new people this weekend. Something I do often in my life. I'm always meeting people. I'm always going to concerts or festivals or parties and just whatever, and being able to meet some people here and there, whether or not they're off in the distance and we don't ever talk again, you still get a chance to hear how other people, conduct their lives and things. So it's good. And so it was really nice to get a chance to do that again. Especially like a whole weekend worth of like I said, Finger Lakes coming in from New York, getting a chance to like kick it and hang out with that dude for the weekend. It was really, really cool. So just big shout outs, man. Lots of that kind of stuff. Dude, I mean,
And a lot of these people that are hanging out with us have been hanging out with us since we had 10 viewers. Like Finger Lakes was one of those guys. Tara, Dan, like all the OGs. You know, Dro's been around since the beginning. Thank you to all you guys. I mean, every viewer, of course, but it's cool to see the people that have managed to stick around for like over a year. It's been a journey so far.
Yeah, we all need a good reset too every now and then. So, cheers to that. It was it was really nice. You know, you're away. You just don't have to worry about work. You don't have to mess with your phone. It's nice when you're forced away from your phone too. Like we were so close to Canada, like our phones just didn't know what to do. There was just no signal. You know, just wide open water. We were just far enough away from probably a bunch of cornfields and stuff. There's just no phone signal. It was bittersweet, you know. So it was great. It was really nice just not having to worry about some things. You know, literally just stuck in the moment, just waiting for time to pass.
That's
waiting for time to pass. I like it, dude.
You never get a chance to do that. You rarely get a chance to do that. So be able to like actually hang out, live in the moment, and discuss. You know, not worry.
Dro is thanking Sequence for his face. It's so weird.
No one ever does that.
Sequence, I want to thank
Why I remarked on it
as well.
Whoops, I accidentally turned my camera off. I was trying to unmute, but we had a question.
And down.
And the bot nuked it, so I was putting it back in the chat.
Well, of course. Apologize about that, Dennis. Streamlabs gets a little overzealous some evenings.
I've tried to turn it off. It won't do it, so I'm very sorry.
It's stuck.
Listen, a bot that won't listen, what do you do with that shit? Terminator? Is that Skynet?
Terminator.
It ain't right. It ain't right, and I don't like it.
Okay.
DB420 asked if any of us use insect frass. I unfortunately do not. However, I do have a natural no-till regenerative garden, so I'm sure there's lots of dead bugs out there creating their own insect frass, but I don't add anything to my cocoa, dry salt amended garden. So either
I do.
Skilbo does.
Yeah.
Take it away, Skilbo.
I didn't see the question. What was it?
It was just doing it.
Just anybody's use it. Yeah. Yes, I do. There's a couple of different ways you can get it. Like as far as sources, you can spend a lot of money on it. I've been using the Down to Earth brand now. It's not that expensive to try. Basically, what I understand is that it makes your plant feel like it's under the threat of attack, which is supposed to make it more robust. So, like when I up pot, I will take a little bit of Azos or whatever the hell I'm using at that point to dust the hole. And I can also dust the hole with a little bit of that insect frass. So once that makes contact with the roots, you know, you'll find that the plant usually gets more robust. Hopefully that answers it. If not, I can try to stumble into something else for you.
I like it. And that's exactly why I said that when in the consideration of outdoors, I just, you know, there's a lot of dead bugs out there. So I'm just going to assume that it's doing its natural purpose.
I think it was chitin or chitin A is what it is. If I remember off the top of my head, I don't have my phone open to make sure I'm right.
Speaking to it, Red, I've had the natural life cycle in the greenhouse. We had some thrips in there. Then we had lacewings. I saw the little danglies, and I was like, hell yeah. And then bam, and then the thrip problem went down. I was like, hey, a little bit of life cycle action.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's very awesome that you're able to use beneficial predators to take care of your pest problems.
We didn't buy them, though. They just came there.
They just
because
smelled them out.
They because there was something to eat or whatever. They came in there. And, yeah, so that's cool.
They were like bouncers, greenhouse bouncers. They just tossed them out.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for them.
Now, will that be able to happen now that you have the screen going over the baffles on your?
No, but the thrip problem is not a problem now that the plants are 6.5 foot tall and they're real robust. Yeah.
Good. But those screens should be able to keep out most everything else.
The other shit that's bad is like moths and stuff will fly in and drop like caterpillars and stuff. or whatever. You want to watch out for that.
Moths,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we're putting them on there. It's mostly for moths. We found basically every kind of bug in there, not like related bugs, but like flies, bees, wasps, a raccoon.
There's a raccoon in the grow house.
Yeah, I can't remember what else. Yeah.
Came right in through the wall too, right in through the plastic.
Right through the wall.
Came in through the bathroom window.
Didn't even knock on the door.
Trash pandas.
Nice one, Scobo.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of White Album reference there for you.
Yeah, we did get the screen that we got is made for
everywhere.
little insects, so it's smaller than a regular window screen.
But you haven't noticed a big drag difference on the fan or anything like that.
They're not on yet, but I'll let you know. There's probably going to be some, like 5% or something, but
it's not like the screen's going to collapse to the back of the fan and get pulled into it. It's boxed out. So
no, the fan's 40 feet away on the other side of the greenhouse. It's just a passive intake. So
right.
Easy peasy. The greenhouse is just a big grow tent, man. Just think of it like a grow tent.
I think of harvesting a big ass grow tent is. I seen
Get
it
your
when I walked
watering
up to it.
can
I was
out
looking
and
at it. Dude, when I looked at it, I was just like, this thing is mammoth. Holy shit.
That's what I was thinking when I was putting the poles up. I was like, why the hell? And then it's awesome, dude. It is really awesome.
What do you think your percentage of floor space you're using is right now that you've got spoken for inside of it? All of it? You filled it?
All of it we can use. So
exactly.
Unless we had like rolling tables or something, it's really good. We have like 2.5 foot aisleways.
Right. Which is enough so that you can turn around and not beat the shit out of the plant behind you when you're trying to work in maintenance one.
Yeah.
I'd like to eventually put it in a greenhouse out back, but I don't know, man. It wouldn't be anything near as big as yours, and it would probably be a lean-to style. I don't know, maybe off to the side of the garden.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe close like to the fence.
I like those ones where they come off the back of your house. You know what I mean?
Coming off the fence. Yeah, I would do that. It's too close to the house. Well, what I have going on with the house is I have my exhaust from my grow room. Is my microphone? Am I mumbling again? I have my exhaust from my grow room
pretty good.
Going into, exhausting out the back of my house like it was, I don't know, a HVAC vent or a dryer exhaust or something like that, Yeah. And at that point, I could potentially do a lean-to style greenhouse right off the back of the house and have that heat my greenhouse, and it would probably keep it 60 degrees all year long, assuming it wouldn't cool too much. But I was thinking about doing it just back in my garden because that's where all my cannabis is, and that's where I would want it covered.
Yeah.
Most. I don't want the cannabis growing up by my house because then it's closer to my front door, and then it's closer for people to know that it's there.
Right. Now, for yours, do you stake yours, or are you going to trellis any of those outside?
I have a bunch of sunflowers that are going to hold them up. And then I have one that doesn't have any sunflowers that I'm going to cage. And I have another one that doesn't have any sunflowers that I already put a net over. It's a flow mother. So I did a trellis net over that. But, keeping them as far back in my yard, it's just kind of the goal.
It's a bummer that you had to use a cage and a net because your garden was so beautiful.
Right.
You could walk through there and not even notice cannabis plants.
No, you would get into it for quite a ways, and then you would be like, just looking, like, oh my God. And then you start looking up because, I'm not saying that you're walking around there, these little tiny shamrock fucking plants that are sitting there.
No, you're walking around, but it's like a garden. It's a real garden. So, like, yeah. you walk up and you think that you're walking into a real garden. You see, like, squash and, like you said,
potatoes.
Yeah. Sunflowers, fucking, he's got bean poles and all that stuff. And then you look over and you see a plant over here, and then there's a little one over here, and then a big one over here. So it's really cool. Really cool garden.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's I'm just trying to grow my own food and medicine and grow some for my patients and family and friends as well while I do it.
It's like if I were to try to guerrilla grow in my yard, that's what it would look like.
I would pop these grape apes in a heartbeat if I was in that kind of situation, because those are the low profile. They're never going to get taller than your back fence, and the odor on them is not crazy offensive like some of the things that you might want to run outside. And it also deals with the end of the year kind of pissy weather that we get here in Michigan, just around harvest time. So I've watched what it did in his garden year. You know what I mean? Like, there you go, seal of approval. No
Yep.
PM issues, no nothing else. Why would you? You know what I mean? If you're just trying to be
Important.
covert and just grow for yourself, and you want a little something like that, it pays to do your research.
When you're selecting outdoor plants, it's important to select ones that grow outdoors where you live, not just ones that grow outdoors wherever. Because like the Cali plants and stuff aren't necessarily going to grow good in the humidity here. So if you pick one that somebody else that's from here grows, then you got a winner. Or like in the greenhouse, fresh cut is obviously new to growing the greenhouse scale, as am I. But seeing one pheno against another pheno, he commented, he's like, yeah, this plant's definitely less resistant to this pest or whatever, because you can see a little
They
bit
seem
more
like they're
damage.
attracted to something. Yeah.
Exactly. And you can just visually see it, especially when the plants are so big. It's just like, bam.
Well, I mean, I realize that everyone has their own almost unique environmental pressures wherever it is that you happen to be trying to grow your own. But at the same time, it is nice for us here, because if I can find something from somebody else in Michigan that has already had success with it, then, shout out to Porch Farmer for the swamp sticks, right? Isn't that what that was?
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's another one that they told me is really, really popular, older strain. It's been around forever outdoors. So it was nice to get a little sample of that. I'm not going to go through the crinkling of the packs to get to it right now, but I'm looking forward
Thank
to that.
goodness, dude.
I know I
Well,
killed you, bro.
I guess I'll mention on that same topic that those Granddaddy Purple times Green Room crosses that I gave away at the grow off to everybody were bred outside here in Michigan. So hopefully the progeny of that, what those seeds are, is something that might be stable and go through our winter here in Michigan.
Isn't that the one that was in the snow?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
One of the females of the Green Room was in the snow. Yep.
Oh.
Very, very strong genetics. One of the progeny came up through the snow this year. So, and it's alive and well back there. It's one of my volunteers. It's waist high, beautiful plant. Came up through the snow.
It's really cool that you have outdoor volunteer cannabis plants. Like real
Thanks, man.
nature, man.
Like,
that was the plan of last. Yeah, that was the plan of like a lot of my gardening style is like my chopping and dropping. That's including the fruits. That's including seeded bud. Whatever happens. Last year was a seed year, and I had seeded bud. I had moldy bud. Those seeded moldy bud went to the ground, and I'm hoping they're gonna come up. I want something like that to happen because I want that.
Cool.
I want that genetics. I'm kind of hoping that one's gonna throw some pollen, and in which case I'm gonna control it. But obviously. Get rid of most of the flowers and just kind of keep a couple and try to use some of that.
Have you ever thought about taking one of your male packs? Let's say when you popped this citrique and you had a male, if you had timed this right, would either of you ever consider like, you know what, if I just plant this male and I take a female from something else and it's going to go ahead and do its thing? Would you guys ever consider doing that?
What do you mean? Like outside? Not a chance.
Yeah, that's what I did last year. I mean, I pheno hunted and I grew a male last year.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Just growing a male?
Yeah. Then running it out. Yeah, letting it run outside without culling it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to breed. I have a male in my veg tent that I've already flowered and re-vegged, and it's trop cookies.
Trop cookies. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna cross that with some stuff. Question mark, question mark.
Well, I mean, you're trying to just find your silver bullet, the same thing as all of us are doing when we're trying to buy different packs is you think, what am I buying this pack for? Am I trying to buy it for medicine? Am I trying to buy it for flavors? Am I trying to buy it for exotic shit? Whatever it is, you know what I mean? You're looking for something.
Yeah, well, with the breeding thing, it's the same as when I'm pheno hunting. I'm looking to breed like unique stuff. So The first cross I have in veg is the Crescendo cross with the Royal White Cherry and that deep chunk F12. So hopefully I can get like a cherry Crescendo. That would be really neat, and it'd be something that we don't have. I don't think anybody's got cherry buds, so
Not right now. Cherry is a terp that was vogue for a minute, and then whether it was because it was hard to bring out or whatever, that terp seems to have fallen back by the wayside again.
commercially stuff like cherry pie went away because it hermed a lot, so it was hard to grow indoors at scale because you couldn't see that, and you'd get seeded bud, and you can't sell seeded bud in the dispensary for any reasonable quantity, so it went the way of the dodo.
It became something in the lineage of something, hopefully to get that trait out of it. Looking at you, Red.
I'm sorry, man. I was reading chat. I was trying to wrap my head around that CO2 question about the CO2 and the heat and stuff like that I'm not scientific enough to really get into.
I'm not either, but I don't think it would apply at that scale.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Maybe it's just small scale. I don't know.
In a greenhouse, you're always going to be hotter than ambient anyway, unless you have air conditioning type methods in there.
I'm gonna say there are so many variables that I don't know. Lots of variables, including how they arrived to determine CO2 levels. Lots of variables they had to discover and go through. So who knows how many more variables we haven't discovered either that exist.
Yeah, they're just the ones that you are noting or that you have data to drive a decision towards. And then again, it's something we always talk about is at a certain point, it's an executive decision. It's something you have to try specific to your own grow setup, and then note whether you notice a difference. And if it's worth the cost or time investment that you're doing it for. I know that's kind of a bullshit answer and a blanket one, but it's also happens to be pretty true too, though. You know, these guys that run CO2 and stuff like that, they have a sealed room. So if you have a sealed room, then you have air conditioning. So for someone who is like a sole medicine grower like me, that's a cost that's very hard for me to justify to myself. I don't need more yield, so I don't.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like an executive decision. It's not that it's the wrong answer for anyone. It just happens to not be the right answer right now for me. So,
in most cases, you're going to find that there's whatever isn't the answer for everyone. So, like that 650R I just bought, if you have a 7-foot ceiling, you probably shouldn't buy it. Or if you have a 6-foot ceiling, you probably should, because it needs 30 inches space. And your plants would have to be like this big. You know, so you got to make some trade-offs.
You know, the most important thing about CO2 that I think a lot of people need to understand is if you're going to run something like high intensity lighting and you want your plants to perform the best, then in order to utilize that high performance lighting, you kind of need to step up the amount of CO2 levels that the plants can absorb. That way, everything you're working off of efficiency levels of your lights, with your CO2, with your nutrient uptake, and everything just gets dialed in as a form of efficiency. You don't have to add and crank CO2. You can, at normal, like let's say you're running 600 watt lighting or something like that. You know, I guess I'm using like HPS standards, but let's say you're running a 400 watt LED light or something like that. Like you can have ambient CO2, you can have 500 ppm CO2, you can keep it low and slow and max and overperform, because it's a function of the light. It's a function of photosynthesis, right? So increased lighting, to increase photosynthesis, you want to increase all of the other again, we're talking about variables, and they're all fluctuations of each other. They're all variables of each other. You know, they'll coordinate with each other. So that's
I wish there was a formula that I was like able to say, here, check this out. If you take this number and that number, you can.
And what I'm almost getting at is it's almost like a 1-to-1 across the scale. It's almost like 1200 ppfd maybe is the number, maybe it's micromole, I don't know, but it's almost like let's go with 1,000. It's almost like 1,000 ppfd, 1,000 watts, 1,000 ppm on the 700 scale is almost what I've learned. It's serious. It's almost like a 1-to-1-to-1, and then you can almost take that up and down across that scale. Like if your lights will go 1,200 watts, fortunately my Nanolux will, I would probably want to run 1,200 ppm. I don't run 1,000 ppm of CO2. I max out at about 700 to 800, but at the same time, if I went to 1,000 or over, I might over yield, but at some point you're gonna get a reduction in quality because your flowers are gonna start looking unnatural. You know what I mean? Once you really start boosting up all these levels of stuff, you're getting out of nature's control, and you're starting to like play the divine power at this point, and you're gonna morph your plants into some weird looking thing that's not supposed to exist.
So our question of 1,200 ppm is a pretty common number that people will run in grows. 1,200 ppm of CO2, and the thing is, you got to add nutrients, not just the lighting. Like you're saying, Red, you got to make sure you add nutrients.
You're pushing.
When you buy a new LED light, you don't want to turn it down because your plants suddenly look worse under it. You want to figure out why they look worse under the better light and adjust the plants.
Right.
Adjust the nutrient schedule, or and that's the way you figure it out. Because if you buy some shiny new light and you got to turn it down, then what did you spend your money for?
Exactly.
Yeah. But you can get like 20% more yield by utilizing CO2 really well in a sealed space.
And then don't do what I do. Vent your air out a little bit. Once or twice a day, or in the nighttime is the best time to vent. While your plants are not, and just exchange it out. That way you don't have stale old air in there all the time. I'm still lacking a vent in my room, and I'd love to have one in there. I have an air conditioner. I basically have just a 5-ton air conditioner in my room, and if anything malfunctions on it, I could have an issue in the sealed room with gases and things like that. So sometimes you just want to have a vent in there.
Yeah, I know most guys, especially if they're running a burner, will vent every night. Just briefly, even like 5 minutes will clear your whole room out.
Well, yeah, because most people have these banging ass 6 or 8 inch fans with the high CFMs already. So when you really think about how many times it exchanges an hour.
I love the AC Infinity fan, dude.
Yeah, man, I should have bought that one, but I was not like.
It's incredible for drying and curing, dude.
Well, yeah,
that's like a cheat code.
Everything in.
You can set your humidity and your temperature, and it'll control both of those.
Yeah.
So good.
Up to a small little tent, and away you go. Kick out the jams. Come on, Red, you're supposed to say motherfucker.
Motherfucker, I'm over here looking for all my thingies to roll weeds with.
Are you out of papers again?
No, man, I'm out of my bag of weed.
Nah, man. Letting us down. Oh, there we go. Look at that big sack.
I lost my stash, man. This is the last of my Citrique right here. Shout out again. Tara Wilson.
Bummer.
I ended up having to hook her up with the last of my trim stash. I didn't have to do anything, actually. I wanted to.
It's your token of appreciation.
Yeah, it really was. She wasn't gonna accept any money or anything from me, so hooked her up with a nice little green glass jar, some Citrique in it.
Everybody likes those jars.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
You got a yeah man in chat.
Yeah, man.
Oh shit! I have been smoking on all these different girl off samples, and I'm liking it. It's like the medley. Look at you, Red, with the little pine cone going on there.
It smells like a lime pine cone.
Yeah, I fucking love lime herbs, man. It's for the morning.
Killer stuff. Killer stuff, Fred.
I like it, man. It's like I got that old Chernobyl back, and it has a lot more flower density fluff to it. Sorry,
flower density fluff, he says.
Just trying to move that around, not make too much.
Oxymoron of the show.
Yeah.
And who was the breeder on Citrique? Anybody who's
that was
interested,
exotic.
It was exotic genetics.
hey, for anyone who's
I can't tell you the cross off the top of my head. I don't know. Lemon skunk. I don't know.
Hey, Dennis, we're rec legal here in Michigan. Anytime we have an event, you're welcome out. As long as you're, 21 or older, you can smoke cannabis here.
Yeah, what was that we were talking about yesterday is that the majority of people that are frequenting the Michigan rec places are from Ohio. So they may hate us for football, but they fucking love us for cannabis.
They do. They sure do.
Shout out to all the Ohioans out there.
There's a lot of provisioning centers on that border making a ton of money.
Baby. I think we would be remiss not to give Abolished and Miss C their just due for putting together all the gift bags and everything yesterday and helping us pull it all together. So they aren't with us tonight. They're at home chilling, but shout out. Cheers, guys.
Some of my favorite people in all the land.
Thought I was your favorite person in all the land. He goes silent.
That's some of. So, I mean, I don't. How many is some? Is there a number on that?
Some is more than a few, so it's got to be more than 3.
I know that a dash and a pinch are actual measurements. What is a sum?
A scotch. Random weird measurements. That's what we've been reduced to on the late Sesh here. The cannabis has been good.
Man. I'm over here snipping and clipping around. Can you hear that? If I do that, is it loud and snappy?
It's not loud. It sounds like we're just sitting at a table trimming.
Okay, good. Well, I'm about to get the paper.
Okay, good.
Probably. Sitting at the table trimming is not bad. That's okay.
Oh, I need to. Skilbo, you got to enable my screen share.
Yeah, man.
I need permission. I'm not the host or the co-host.
There we go.
It's worth it. Some measure to a certain degree or extent, somewhat. So there you go.
There you go.
I don't know.
Because a few is 3, a couple is 2.
It's just a certain degree.
The degree of infinity.
So, do you guys have, let's say, a favorite thing that you? It doesn't have to be the pineapple Thai strawberry snow. It can be anything that you guys smoked all weekend long. What's your favorite? Would come across?
Oh, I'll say some notable things. The Tommy Trichomes was passing around. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Purple Cake. That shit was fucking fire. I always enjoy when Doc Dankenstein breaks out the GMO. I got part of that cipher for a minute. Let's see. When the Mac went around the circle at the beach house from Spartan, dude, that was right on time. Let me see. What's another one? We start getting lost in it because, okay, so think about this for a second. When we're at the judges' table, I know we're not talking about the thing, but we're talking about the thing, so it's like not talking about the thing. You have me and Red, Spartan, and Kate. We're going through all this stuff, and we have to hit smoke each bowl of this, and there were 14 samples. Before this,
15.
Oh, my bad. Damn, see, I thought we had the baker's dozen. We had 2 late entries. You are correct. I stand corrected twice on the same thing, so don't listen to me.
I just wanted, it's okay. Go ahead.
All right, I appreciate it. But at a certain point, you just get like terp overload, where you're not able to appreciate things as much as you would. And that's why with a lot of the samples that I've taken, instead of trying to just blow through them in a fucking day, I'm trying to stretch them out over these shows so that when I smoke these, I can have a clear palate, or I'll use them first thing in the morning. And because I want to show growers love to people who showed love as a grower to the plants that they grew and gave me a sample of. And if you really think about that, that's really just what it comes down to, man. So I want to thank everybody out there that, you know, came through with the goods, passed the joint, encouraged, whatever, man. I didn't meet a bad person out there. So you guys fucking rock.
True that.
I didn't have a favorite that I smoked. I enjoyed and loved it all equally. There were I don't know, man. There were too many to count on my hands and toes. Different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like you said, it's just a salad of a weekend cannabis. So, I as well. I appreciate everybody trading, swapping, gifting, everything that went down. It was a great time. It was. I ate some edibles. You know, I don't normally eat edibles. You know, so got to actually get some oil in my body, which I like. I really need to get back into making my. We talked about it in chat. I really need to get back into making my oil because I was dosing just about every day, but I need I want to not waste the alcohol anymore because the alcohol is just such almost a commodity right now. Like can't get ISO just about anywhere. So I'm pretty much resorted to using like Everclear and stuff like that. So I want to be able to reclaim what I can use and turn into a cleaning product or whatever, or reuse it for more oil and be able to eat it as much as I can. So it was really nice getting a chance to just kind of taste the old cannabis oils again in the food. There you go, Sequence.
Yeah,
that's what I need to get my hands on starting to make.
Some cannabis oil for you. We have a question about RSO in the chat.
What's that question?
This is how much of the RSO I've used, by the way, since I got it.
Let me find it here.
Not even one tube yet.
And how long have you had it?
I don't know. Like 3 weeks, maybe a month.
And that's using it every night.
Yeah. I would give some of this to my buddy Fresh Cut, but he would have a bad experience. His wife
Greenhouse.
would forgive me.
Yeah, you would not be popular there.
This shit, dude.
Sleepy go night night.
If you ever wanted to take a pill and be high for the next like dozen hours, just make it out of this.
So it's potent. I mean, all you need is stain your finger with it. You just have to stain your finger with it.
I've never tasted it.
Like it. And it'll get
what? Oh, Red. You know, Red and I are the ones that always have to.
I'm not talking about us, shit, man. I'm not talking about us staining our fingers. I'm talking about a novice staining.
No, I'm saying that Sequence was saying that he's never tasted it, and I'm like, oh shit, man. You and I are like, fuck, man.
Oh yeah,
it's like the hash eaters.
I'm scared of that.
I love eating that stuff. Well, I don't like eat it. I've like tried putting it on my teeth and shit like that, just for like maybe like slow release and shit like that. But usually I'll just like glob it and just swallow it, almost like taking a pill. Just take it with a glass of water. It doesn't really make a huge mess if you take it down to crude.
Yeah.
If you leave it with if you leave the viscosity a little loose, I mean, you can almost drink it, but otherwise, or it'll make a mess, I should say. It'll get all over the place. But if you take it all the way down to like hard crude, I mean, unless you really, really warm it up, it's kind of cold. Yeah, I mean, it'll come out almost like a straight pill. You can just swallow the whole pill.
Yeah. The way Spartan makes it, he leaves just a little bit of the alcohol, I believe, so that you can squeegee it into the capsules and stuff. It's really like easy to use. I like it quite a bit.
Daddy Red said he's never been so high. I told Daddy Red half a grain of rice size. Well, like I said, when it's cold, so it's hard. It's almost like cement trying to get it out of there. So, you're giving it some force, and then finally when it gives, it squirts out a little bit.
You get more than you wanted, for sure.
And it was like, he said it was like, the way he measured it, it was like an inch and a half long. So, I mean, he just down the hatch.
It went down, yeah.
Like I was
easy,
saying,
Alice.
Hey, he's
Fresh Cut does 50 milligrams, and he's high, plenty high.
Oh, he's got to be careful with those edibles then.
RSO would be a Dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Daddy Red made it through that though. He made it through the 60s. So he made it through
He says,
the
"Yeah,
East Coast
man."
just fine. He says, yeah, man. Shout out Daddy Red.
You know what? The
That's
conversation would continue, and I promise you guys that it will. But you're gonna have to come back on Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the Bro Show Live.
Yeah, man. Fresh Cut says, "Yeah, dude."
Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? Thank yous and all that other things.
Yeah, dude. Check out the Wake and Bake show. Thursdays at 6. I wake up early for that shit. Appreciate it. It was really nice hanging out with you guys tonight. This show, hanging out with Spartan, was really chill. I think we had almost 100 viewers at one point. Super cool. Really proud of what you guys are doing here in the late sesh, doing your own thing. I didn't call it the late show for once. And it was truly cool getting to hang out with you guys again. And I always love doing that. So hopefully we can do that again soon.
Anytime, brother. I just want to say thanks to everybody in the chat for hanging out with us tonight. I appreciate you. I really want to say thanks to everybody that I hung out with over the last 3 days, recharged my batteries and all that good shit. And thanks to Red Setter Farm for just being Red Setter Farm.
Thanks, man. I want to give, I did all my shout outs and everything during the show. So I really just want to say congratulations to M2 for winning the grow off, and to just cheers everybody. Have an awesome, awesome night. See you. Oh, that's what I want to say was catch you all later this summer for the Frugal Force, because we're coming back. And
Nice.
don't forget about Sunday Night Live. Catch you all later.